Woo! Good, how you doing?
How's it going?
Can't complain.
Yeah. Hey, real quick, you wouldn't have to have leashes for your dogs, would you?
No, I don't carry leashes. They're service dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is a district policy that unless we're in an off-leash area, we have to have a leash dogs on leash at all times.
Good. Did somebody complain?
I did get a call, yeah.
You got a call from people here? What was the complaint?
That you had your dogs off leash.
Oh, well, they're service dogs.
Still do unfortunately need to be the leash.
No. I'm sorry, that's not correct.
Okay. I can offer an alternative just down the street if you're willing. There's a park, Hazeldale Park, right off the Farmington and 192nd. They have a fenced-in off-leash area where you can take your dogs.
You're not familiar with service dogs, right? They don't go in leashed or enclosed dog parks.
I'm sorry?
I said service dogs aren't, they don't go in enclosed dog parks.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what, is there somebody that's afraid or what?
Yeah, they just had a concern because they had dogs of their own that were smaller. So after, I'm like I said, I'm not concerned about these dogs being aggressive at all, but they had a concern because they had smaller dogs with them.
Yeah, just tell them that they're service dogs. They won't approach their dogs. They won't, yeah.
Okay.
Tell them they're totally fine.
Alrighty, man. Thank you.
All right. Couché. Yes. Hope you ate.
Hey there, man.
Hey.
Hey, sorry about that. So, I just spoke to my manager because I wanted some further clarification on it because I wasn't quite sure myself.
Yeah.
But he did inform me that you do in fact have to have them on a leash regardless of whether they're a service animal or not. The only exception for that being that if you're not unable to control a leash or any kind of thing like that.
There you go.
And also, in addition to that, we do not allow any kind of dogs on an AstroTurf field as well.
Let me ask you. First of all, if I can get your name.
My name's Thomas.
Thomas. You got a DPSST number?
Yes, I do.
Can I get that?
It is 101150.
Okay. And your boss's name?
My boss's name is Mark Pierce.
Mark Pierce. Okay. So what I would recommend is that maybe you guys go back and huddle up, learn about the ADA law.
Okay.
This is a city park, right?
It's a part of the Tualatin Hills Parks and Recreation District, so it's not a city government agency, but it's its own entity.
Public park?
Yeah, public park, yes.
The kids, I imagine, don't have any restrictions on being in here?
What's that?
The kids don't have any restrictions on being in here?
Well, so technically, I'm not sure if school's in session or anything, but under normal circumstances, if school were in session, these two fields in particular, not that field, would be under the jurisdiction of the school district.
Okay. Which means, I guess, which would translate to what?
Well, so if school were to be in session, or if the fields were to be in use, then that would fall under the district, the school district.
Okay. But open to the public, because I could see people that are here.
That's correct.
You know, would you tell somebody in a wheelchair that they couldn't be on the field?
No, but the fact that they're in a wheelchair isn't a park violation.
Okay. Well, this is my medical device.
Okay.
Right? So it would just be like you saying, "Hey, sir, if I was in a wheelchair, you got to leave."
Right.
You wouldn't do that, would you?
No, I wouldn't. But the fact that they're in a wheelchair, being in a wheelchair isn't a violation
Now,
of any of the.
So, let's say if somebody had seizure issues and they've got oxygen tank and they've got a trailer pulling that, would you tell them they couldn't have it on the field?
No, because the trailer itself isn't a violation of any kind. It's the fact that your dogs are not under control of a leash is the violation.
They're under voice control, hand control.
Okay, it has to be a physical form of control.
Where does it say that? I tell you what, you go back in ADA and you look it up, 36.302. all right? And if you can find it and it's legal, I'll do it. But I can guarantee you're not going to find it.
All right, and like I said, I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to hassle you or anything, but...
Well, you are, because listen, if I have to go through this every day and I got security and I got law enforcement contacting me, it's a hassle. You guys you're harassing me.
Right, but the issue is it's still a violation.
No, it's not.
Okay.
You learn it first, okay? Before you tell somebody that it's a...
Okay, so regardless of the leash thing, we can't have the dogs on the turf field.
Listen, we're going in circles, right? I'm telling you, yes,
right.
I'm allowed to. So I don't know what to tell you. You got to do what you got to do.
I'm not focusing on the leash thing anymore.
Okay.
The other thing is we just can't have dogs on the turf field. So this turf field, we can't have any dogs on it. That's separate from...
Okay. That's what you say. That's and I'm saying, what if there was a sign that says, give me 20 bucks? Would you give me 20 bucks?
I don't see the relevance with that, unfortunately.
If there were black and Latinos and Chinese coming in here, would you say that they couldn't come in here?
No, I wouldn't.
Is there anything that's backed by law that you're telling me?
It's a policy.
Well, I don't have to follow policy. I've got to follow law.
Okay.
All right, it's federal law.
Okay. Can you give me that 88, that section again?
36.302.
36.302.
Yep.
Okay.
Look under service animals.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Not trying to be a butt, but hey, you know, I gotta stand up for my rights. If I had you know, somebody saying, hey, your dogs make me uncomfortable,
right,
they can go to the dog park.
Right. Okay. Thank you, man.
Mm-hmm.
I want to give you a card from my manager.
Okay.
I'll give you that. Like I said before, my name is Thomas. My GPS ST number is 100150.
Okay.
Or 101150. My apologies. So I reviewed the 36.302 under ADA. I spoke with my manager again, and we're still coming to the conclusion that it doesn't negate the need to follow policy for the Parks District.
Okay.
So we need to have the dogs on the leash, or we need to find somewhere else to go. Unfortunately, that's where I'm finding it.
No.
I'm trying to be sympathetic to the circumstances, but like,
no, you're not.
Okay.
No, you're not. You've contacted me 3 times already. I've told you what ADA law is.
Right.
Okay. And so that's all I have to say. I'm not. Listen. I'm not going to argue with you.
Okay.
You guys just got to do what you got to do.
Right.
But you and your manager know you guys are opening yourselves up to civil liability. All right.
Right, but
so
listen, I'm deferring to the guidance of my manager. And
okay.
He's saying
well, your manager is wrong.
Okay.
I would suggest he contact legal.
What's that?
He should contact his legal department.
Okay.
Okay.
Alrighty.
Yep.
We still have to have the dogs unleashed, or...
Matter of fact, I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
And then after that, I've got training to do with these guys. So okay. You guys do what you got to do, right?
I want to let you know, just straightforwardly, if we're not wanting to comply with the rules, the next step is going to be an exclusion. Okay. And okay. I don't want to have to do that. Okay.
Well, you got to do what you got to do. I'm just telling you that. Gee, I hope you got money for an attorney. This 1983 civil suit is going to cost you because your name's going to be on it and your boss's name is going to be on it.
Okay.
So do what you got to do.
I would recommend reaching out to my manager.
Listen, I'm not. So if I go into another town or 5 towns from here and I have each security person or law enforcement saying, contact this person. No, that's not what the law is. All right. I'm a disabled person. Right. I've got my dogs. They provide service for me, mobility service. Mm-hmm. Okay. So whether they like it or whoever's calling you doesn't like that they're off leash, I'm sorry. But I'm going off of what the law tells me that I can do, and I've done this for a long time. I've got to educate you guys, which is ridiculous, right? So,
all right. Well, so
I'm telling you, you're wrong.
All right. Well, so from my standpoint, I received a call from a patron.
Okay.
They were stating that they observed you having both of your dogs off leash, which you currently do.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't saying that because they were scared. Well, that was maybe part of it, but the reason they were reaching out to me is because it's a violation, right? And now I've spoken with you. You've explained that you have an ADA accommodation, and I've spoken with my manager, who has been with the district for years and is, you know, in charge of the entire security operations department.
Yeah.
And he's reviewed this kind of policy and things like that, and he's very familiar with it. And
Okay.
everything that he's saying is that it still needs to be followed. The policy needs to be followed.
No. I don't have, I'm not a rule breaker. I'm not a law breaker.
Okay.
You don't see a leash on me. There's a reason I don't carry leashes on me, is because I'm not going to have them tripping. And if they have to perform their task and their job, they can't have a leash binding them up. So.
Okay. Is that a electronic control you have at your waist there, or is that something else?
Electronic control?
Down there, that little looks like oh, is that a
e-collar?
Oh, is that an e-collar?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm in a really tricky spot right now. I hope you can understand the nature of that.
You do what you have to do.
Right.
Don't try and do any favors for me.
Okay.
Like I said, I know the law.
Right.
So
okay.
if you think that you've got to contact the police department, and you think that you've got to trespass me, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you what's going to happen, right?
I don't want to do that.
If you guys have to trespass me from this property, I guarantee you, I'll see you in court. Okay, I'll see your manager in court, and I hope you got deep pockets. It's up to you guys, you know. So.
Okay. So since, like I said, since you're refusing to want to follow the rules and things like that, I am going to go ahead and write up an exclusion. It'll just be a 30-day exclusion from all THPD properties for violation of the dog off-leash rule.
And so what happens if I refuse to leave?
Then it becomes criminal trespass.
Okay.
I don't want it to get there, but I mean, you're kind of forcing my hand here.
Well, I said you got to do what you got to do.
All right, man. I'll be right back.
I would say call the police department.
Okay.
I'm gonna need a case number. I'm gonna need an officer. I'm gonna need forms. I'm gonna need your boss's info.
Got it there. Okay.
Yep.
So for the exclusion, when I come back with that, I'm assuming you probably don't want to identify yourself to me.
Do I need to? Did I commit a crime?
Nope, not legally required, just for the paperwork, that's all. Okay.
No.
All right, man.
No.
I'll be right back with you then.
Okay. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. Yeah, let's go to the bathroom. Yeah.
Alrighty, sir.
Hello. Yeah. Night.
I got your exclusion copy here.
Okay.
So this exclusion says you're being excluded from all THPD properties for a period of 30 days, continuing until November 19th, 2023, for violation of Rule 7.10A, dog off leash. On the copy I'm going to give you on the back, there's an appeal process. You have within 10 days of the time I issue this exclusion to you in order to appeal using the instructions on the back.
It's got the case number on there?
What's that?
It's got the case number?
There's no case number. We don't have cases or anything. If
you don't have case numbers?
No.
Okay.
There will be an incident report number.
Yeah,
which will be
incident report number.
after I submit the report, which will be later on. I don't have a number now.
Oh, okay. You don't have like a dispatch center that gives you a...
No, nothing like that. So.
Okay.
Do you have any questions on the exclusion?
You got, so can you put on there that they're service dogs?
It'll be articulated in the report, but there's not really any place for me to put it on the exclusion.
Anywhere would be great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll write that
so
down.
that way you know that they're service dogs,
right.
and it's got it on your...
And that's something I will articulate in my report as well.
Okay.
So.
All right.
Animals are dogs. So going forward, after I issue this exclusion and you still remain in the property or refuse to leave, it will be considered criminal trespass, and
okay.
I will have to notify Washington County.
Okay.
Okay. And from there, it's entirely up to them what goes on after that.
Okay. You might want to call them.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
I'll give you that exclusion copy right there. I will rewrite this up here.
And just so I've got it, you've got it. You don't have body cams, right?
No, I do not. I do not have any body worn camera.
But you can tell that I have a disability.
That's correct. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And you see that I've got a prosthesis.
That is correct.
Which would require me to have service dogs in case something happens?
Right.
Okay. All right. All right. But you're still going to trespass me anyway?
That's the guidance that I've received from my manager, yes.
Oh, okay.
Is that for you?
You're going to trespass a disabled veteran. Okay. Yep. You want to call the police department, let them know that you're trespassing a disabled individual?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Somebody that fought for this country and our freedoms and our constitutional rights, and here you are violating. Did you take an oath, by the way?
It's not a position, no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it should be.
I want to impress that I understand the gravity of the situation right now, but I'm deferring to the guidance of my manager. And
yeah, there are a lot of people that died for this country.
right.
Making bad decisions. So you guys are making a bad decision. Just think of if the media got a hold of this, which they probably will, but I would prefer to have your manager here talking to me instead of you, because I know you're just you're doing what your manager told you, but
right.
I'd prefer that he'd be here.
And that's something I will give him another call and see if he's want to come out here.
Okay, yeah. I don't want you to get in any more trouble that so.
And like I said, it's extremely unfortunate circumstances. So
Okay.
I'll go ahead and give those a call.
Okay. Apparently they don't want service dogs off leash. By the way, if you can see that they both have e-collars on. So we'll wait for either management or the police department. Stand by, folks. Nala, couche, rest.
My manager is currently going to be in a meeting for the next hour or so.
Okay.
He advised me that you're more than welcome to reach out to him over the phone, and he said that going forward, he's willing to, if you reach out to him, he's willing to set up an in-person contact, you can meet with him. And I do have hopefully a deputy on the way here shortly. So.
You know if his meeting is more important than this?
He didn't say.
That's on him. He had the opportunity. I'm sorry, you're going to have to take the brunt of it. But the bad is on him. He's the supervisor, right? You're doing what he told you to do. But in the future, I would I would go by law, not by policy, because you could have any sign up here in the park, and if it's not backed by law.
Well, so in addition to it being a THPD policy, it also is a county ordinance.
But ordinance doesn't supersede federal law.
Okay.
Right?
Right.
So.
Okay, well, we're going to get somebody out here hopefully pretty soon, and we'll get it figured out.
All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
I'll be hanging out, I guess.
Yeah, you do what you got to do. We're just gonna keep training and doing what we got to do.
Sure thing, man.
So, all right. Good girl. Yes. Oh yeah, good girl. Oh yeah, good girl. Voilà. Couché. Kylo. Down. Couché. Down. Rest. Rest.
Good looking couple of dogs.
Well, thank you, thank you. Working on their manners.
Like it. So Deputy Carey with the Sheriff's Office, and Sergeant McPherson. Probably know why we're here.
Yep.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So, obviously, we're just looking for, a good resolution for everybody involved. That's all we're trying to do. That's why we're here. And just FYI, I have body cam, the audio video recorders.
Oh, sweet.
So just like to let everybody
Okay.
know.
Me too.
Perfect.
Same here.
So obviously their rules, I mean, it's a private park that's administered by THPRD. It's their rules are the dog's got to be on a leash. And I think that's why he gave you the admonishment thing.
This is not a city public park?
Yeah, THPRD is
Tualatin?
Yeah, it's its
Open to
own
the public?
recreation district.
Open to the public.
so
I
it's-
just want to, yeah, put that out in the open.
Yep. So they have rules, and your dogs are very well behaved, by the way. Kudos to that.
Well, just to let you know, these dogs go everywhere.
Yep. They're
Right.
obviously trained.
And so, well, actually, before we start, could I get your DPSST number?
Yep, 57838.
And
39728.
okay. Reason I asked him to call you guys is because I'll need a case number. If you guys tell me that I'm trespass, I've got to leave, or I'll be arrested, I'll walk off the property. Okay. I just need the case number. Just got your information. It won't be good. Just to let you know, it'll be a 1983 civil lawsuit, and so it's obvious I'm disabled, right? ADA supersedes any policy they have, any state statute. So I don't want you to get in trouble, right? So because I will hold the folks accountable. So I just want to make that clear, because I can't have people violate my rights everywhere I go, just because they're off leash, because they are off leash trained for a reason. They provide service.
So I understand what you're trying to do, and I applaud it, because in your situation, your dogs are very well behaved. If THPRD was able to make individual exceptions, I think they would say, understand what I'm saying? You would be a perfect example of somebody they would make an exception for, because your dogs are so well trained. The problem is the law, I would assume, or the rule, is made for the average dog that is not well trained, right?
Okay. Well, then they need I keep telling them they need to look at ADA 36.302. They said that they've reviewed it, and they still stand where they're at, and I think they're making a huge mistake. It says that service dogs aren't required to be leashed, harnessed, or tethered if it interferes with the performance of their tasks. They have to be under control by voice, hand, or other means.
And you might have a very good point there. Have you thought about appealing directly to THPRD legally, like with them?
No, I'm just going to take it to civil court. I mean, we can.
Right,
I guess
that's what I'm
that
saying.
will
You
be
can take it
the
to civil
that's
court.
there'll be all the the case that we need to go by,
Right.
and it's federal law. Like I said, federal law is going to supersede any policy or ordinance that is there. So
Okay, I think that. Yeah. So, are you deciding to exclude?
Yeah, he's already been issued.
Okay, so you got it.
okay,
So you now are able to file a suit if you so wish.
Okay.
Because you've been excluded. That is an impact on your rights.
Right.
Anything else we need to do here today?
If I can get the case number, if you've got business card and case number, I'd appreciate
report,
that.
Yep. That incident numbers that come until after it's been submitted.
Okay. We'll get one.
Okay.
We got to go back to the car and get one unless you want to do it by phone.
Sarge, I
Ours
just
is
want
simply going to be to enter the body-worn camera in, and the fact that we talked to you, but the action is really taken by THPRD.
I know, but so let me ask you: if I refuse to leave, you're going to take me into
Are
custody?
you wanting to turn it into a criminal case?
That's what I'm.
That's a separate thing.
I'm asking you. If
you have a case right now. You have what you want.
I'm asking you.
And you're on camera, so you
Yeah.
have an option to leave. Right?
If I don't leave, I'll be arrested for criminal trespass. Is that what you're telling me?
You may be.
Not maybe, yes or no. I mean,
You have a.
we're not playing, right? We're not playing. You're dealing with somebody, and you're about to take their civil liberty away.
You may want to consult with an
So-
attorney because you are being recorded,
Yes.
and the fact that you have a choice.
No. I'm saying if you're telling me,
it's only civil.
if you tell me that I'll be arrested if I refuse to leave, that's so I'm clear.
I think you've gotten what you want.
Okay. Can I get your case number? I
Yeah, we'll get
appreciate
it
it.
to
Okay. Okay.
Like I was trying to say earlier, I
You
really
don't-
strongly recommend you reach out to the manager because there are.
I'm not going to reach out to anybody. The next course of action you'll see from me is
The reason
on
I
a
said
tort
that,
claim.
like they were trying to explain earlier, is that if you reach out to them and you have a conversation, there's.
I think we're done.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. I think we're done. Couché. Couché. Yeah. Couché. Couché. Rest. Calo. Нет. Down. Нет. Couché. Couché. Rest.
There's a case number for you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
You got it. So
Got it.
We're gonna get out of here. I'm actually gonna be writing the report, and I'm gonna document a little bit about how well trained your dogs are. It's gonna be an unbiased report. I think you're doing something worthy. So nothing against you. I think you've got a good point.
Well, I try to tell because there are a lot of people that aren't aware of ADA law,
Right.
and I give them the statute 36.302. I tell them they can look it up under service dogs. We get confronted all the time because they're off leash, but they're off leash trained. And so that would interfere with the performance of their tasks. They'd probably trip me up, and so so yeah, that's the reason. But I keep people are just ignorant of what the law is, and it's federal law. So I just hate to have anybody get in trouble because of especially after I educate them on it, and they still wanted to pursue it. And so I said, well, you may want to contact you guys because you guys are aware of the law. You guys work by the color of law.
Yeah.
So
No, I think you've got a valid point. So you happen to be a military vet?
yes.
I can tell.
Yeah. And I told them, I said, some people fought for for this country, and so these are some of the freedoms. But you want to arrest me because I've got working dogs that are off leash. I don't get it, but
I'm not going to do that. I think you keep it civil, and I think you might be able to make some changes. So.
Okay.
When did you serve?
90.
Okay. Did you go to Desert Storm?
Yep. Sure did. How about yourself?
I'm still in guard.
Still okay.
Yeah. Hoping to make 20.
Oh, good. Good for you. Thanks for your service.
Thank you.
Yep. Well,
All right.
I'll get out of here, guys. So that's all
All
all I needed. I appreciate it.
Not a
So,
problem. Thank you, sir. Appreciate
thank
it.
you.
Take
Thank
care.
you. You too. All right, load them up. Easy.